Are we live? Yep, we're live.
All right.
So let's
I
go.
do have some questions that I found from her website
Okay,
regarding the book.
good.
So we can look at those.
Yep.
Okay. So the first question is, when we first see Tully fly away, she is a wreck. Why do you think she's still so destroyed by her best friend's death? How did losing Kate contribute to Tully's loss of her own sense of self? And do you believe that one person can really be the glue that holds a whole life together?
I think if the friendship was just so intense, and Kate was the glue that held Tully together, because Tully had nothing. Cloud was not there. She was out and about doing whatever. Yes, her grandmother was strong. We didn't hear much about her grandfather. He kind of was nowhere.
Yeah.
So when Tully ended up with Kate's parents, they were the glue that held her together. So in many ways, it does make sense that she would go to pieces, because what she got left, she's got no support network.
Right.
That's all she had was them.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
And it looks like they explain it in the book why she's such a wreck. I think she's still destroyed because once Kate died, she had no one left from that life, coming to her. Johnny left, Mara left, they all left. So that's why I think if they hadn't have done that, I don't think she would have been a wreck.
I don't think she would have been as big a wreck. I still think she would have been a wreck, but maybe not as big as a wreck, because maybe she would have found a way to try and help Mara more.
Right.
So,
I agree.
Next question.
In Firefly Lane, a dying Kate said these words to Tully: "You're afraid of love, but you've got so much of it to give." Is that true of the Tully we see him fly away? Is giving or finding or receiving love a choice that Tully can just make or break? Why can't Tully believe in love? I think she does.
She does believe in love, but I think she's been burnt by so much by her mum. How many times in Firefly Lane did her mum come and get her?
Right.
And ended up back at her grandmother's because her mother couldn't be bothered, or something happened, so therefore her mother couldn't cope with her. So I think she does believe in love, but she finds it very hard to accept it, and that she's kind of worthy of it because from a young age she feels that her mother didn't want her.
And I think at the end, when she wakes up, she's like, oh, all these people love me. I have all this love. I don't think I think that she's capable of it, but I don't think that she can even recognize it because she never had it, genuinely had people caring about her when she grew up, besides her grandmother. So I feel like she has love and she loves people, but she doesn't recognize it as love.
No.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Kate's parents loved her, but it was different to the way they loved Kate, obviously. And I think she was able to differentiate that.
Yeah.
You wonder if, I know they were going through their own grief at Kate's death, but could they maybe have done a wee bit more to help Tully?
Right.
Realizing just how bad, how much this would affect her. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I have to say, I think the way that Johnny dealt with the going to Hawaii thing, that was not right.
No, not at all.
No, to basically embarrass her at the airport, that was not right.
Yeah.
That really contributed to the major breakdown.
I agree.
So it didn't make me like him. I wanted to kick his butt for that.
I know. It was bad. It was not good. Kate was deeply loved by her family. How do Johnny, Mara, the twins, and Margie cope with her loss? How does each character find a way to heal? Do they help or hinder each other? Do their struggles feel real to you as a reader? You may choose to share your own personal experiences if doing so seems relevant or helpful.
Okay. I feel the twins, they got glossed over.
Yeah, they like were left on their own to figure it out.
Yeah, and the point is, even in the book, it was like she didn't say very much about them at all, which I thought was a shame.
Yeah.
I thought, no, that's not right. She concentrated more on Johnny, Mara. Margie was also slightly sidelined, which I felt was not good. Johnny ran away. Let's be honest, he ran away.
Definitely.
And I don't think he should have taken Mara with him to Hawaii. I can understand he wanted to keep the family together, but for her at that stage was the wrong thing.
Yeah.
She needed to be with her grandmother, she needed to be with Tully, she needed to be with her friends. She needed that support network there, and he just removed her from it, which was so wrong.
Yeah, I think like Johnny hindered the rest of his family from like necessarily healing the right way.
Yeah.
However, I do kind of feel like it's realistic.
Oh, very. I think it's what the majority of people would do within that situation.
Yeah.
He wanted his wee group to himself so that he could try and heal, but he was so devastated that he wasn't going to do anything for anyone.
Yeah. He like needed a slap across the face.
He did, but I think in the end he realized just the damage that he had done.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like it was sad because it took losing Mara to be like, I messed up.
Yeah.
So I think that was hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where is Kate in the world of this novel? How do her loved ones look for signs of her, and how does she find a way to reach them? Again, talk about what feels real to you. What narrative devices did the author use to bring the more mystical elements of life, death, and life after death to the novel? Did Fly Away succeed in making you believe?
Oh my, what a question. Let's go philosophy, why don't we?
I liked the whole aspect of like when Tully was in between, that she could see Kate and that they were like reliving their past. I liked that it wasn't like we're in a blank room and we're just talking. I liked that it was going through the whole thing again.
Yeah, I thought that was really well done. I also liked the bit where Mara's sitting beside Tully's bed and she thinks she feels her mum. I thought that was a really nice bit.
Yeah.
She goes, "Mom," and I was like, "Oh, I thought that was really well done," and it showed that Kate was still, she's still part of their thoughts, their life, as it were. Just because she's died, it doesn't mean that she's not there with them in some way.
I liked that when Tully woke up, she was like giving them the messages.
Yeah.
Because at first they were like, oh yeah, you're on drugs, like whatever. But then she's like, no, I have to tell you this. And then I like the part where, is Will the twin that's like sensitive?
I think so, yeah.
And when she's like, tell him that I like talk to him when he's sleeping. I liked that she was talking to them when they were sleeping at the end.
Yeah,
Kate.
that was lovely, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, Tully still sees me in her dreams, and I thought that was really nice.
Yes, it was. It was beautifully done.
Yeah,
and it didn't hinder the story. It actually made the story better.
And it wasn't like, okay, sure.
No, it was like it added another dimension to it, but a very believable dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I liked that. I liked it. I thought it was necessary.
And also, I think it aided Tully in it. She was able to open up.
Yeah.
And it helped her heal.
Yeah. And to realize, like, when she realizes that she wasn't trying to commit suicide and that she did try and turn away from the thing.
Yeah. Yes.
But she wouldn't have been able to realize that unless she had to tell the story. So I thought that was really good.
Yes, exactly. And I don't think it's something that she could have told if they just brought her straight out of a coma.
Right.
I think she needed that time to process it all.
I thought it was crazy that she was in it for almost a whole year.
But folk can be in comas for that long, though. But yeah, that seemed a bit far-fetched.
Yeah. Well, it just seemed like I just couldn't believe like she wakes up and they're like, it's been a year. And I'm like, holy crap. It's a really long time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was surprised that Des actually like cared enough to like hang out for a year because he like didn't even really know Telly that well before.
No. But maybe he saw something in her before that really appealed to him. Therefore, he decided to wait around and see what happens.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a rare find.
A rare find, yes, yes. One of those that if you find, you hang on to.
Yeah. All right, this is my favorite subject.
Okay, go for it.
Dorothy. Cloud.
Uh-huh.
All right. In Fly Away, the dark truth about Dorothy's past comes to light. All her life she had tried to protect Tully from the truth. It was too late to undo all the damage now. Do you believe that's true? Is it ever too late to tell the people you love about your past? Do you forgive Dorothy for Tully's abandonment? Do you understand why it happened?
I understand why it happened. I guess with her father now being bedridden, she decided that he was no threat to Tully. He couldn't do to her what he had done to her, to Dorothy.
Yeah.
What I couldn't get my head, well, I could get my head around, or but I didn't like, was the fact that Dorothy's mother was like, no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I absolutely.
Like, come on.
It made me hate her so bad. And then it took until like the husband died for her to have like the courage to just be like, I'm sorry. And it's like,
too late.
Yeah. But I actually think that this whole story was like most likely written to satisfy the readers of Firefly Lane, to like give them the background of Cloud. Like I felt like that was the purpose of this book almost.
Yeah. Yes, I think it was. I think it was to make Tully understand her mother more.
Yeah. And I really liked it. And I liked learning about like Tully's dad, and like Cloud was actually pretty like courageous when it came down.
Oh yeah.
But she just had to deal with a lot of stuff, and like all those mental hospitals, everything, that was crazy.
Oh, that was cruel.
It was crazy.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
And you really felt for her.
And then when Rafe died and she finds out, that's like really sad.
It is. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, that is another anchor pulled.
Yeah, she was basically left with nothing. And it was sad when she says, like, I realize I don't deserve my daughter. It was really nice to get her side of the story, because in Firefly Lane we get Tully's and you absolutely hate Cloud.
Yeah.
And then in this one you get Cloud's and you're like, oh, that's why she was so bad.
Yeah.
She really wasn't that bad. She just couldn't figure life out.
No, she couldn't. And, she got into drugs. Excuse me. Oh dear. Yeah, get into drugs, get into everything else, and it was her way of escaping what happened to her. And you felt sorry for her. And in some ways you think about it, well, Mara in some ways was doing almost the same thing as Cloud when she got involved with Max.
Ugh.
What a creep.
Ugh, he's gross. I think there's a question about him, so we'll have to save our thoughts on him.
Right, hold on. Right, I'm just going to move a minute. I need to put my computer on to charge.
Okay.
That's it. Right, done. That's better.
Right. Okay. Even though Tully enjoyed great success as a celebrity journalist, she had to pay a price. Her downfall unfolded on a national stage. Take a moment to talk about Tully's public persona versus her private one. How did being famous help Tully during her times of need? How did it hurt her? Do you believe that being a celebrity and being loved by strangers can truly make you happy?
Whoa. I don't know that being a celebrity actually did help her.
I think it helped her, like, in the normal ways of, like, finances and career-wise. It helped her that way. Like, it boosted everything, and she made a lot of money and whatever. But I don't think it helped her during her – it was an escape. So I guess that was helping her during her time of need. It was just an avoidance. But it also hurt her because the industry doesn't really care about her being in need.
No. And I mean, they didn't treat her very well when she explained why she'd left. It's almost like, well, that's just tough, just get on with it. But I mean, her money had gone, or virtually gone, and I mean, I thought it was good that Johnny kind of stepped in and helped take over looking at the finances when she was in the coma and everything. But he had to step in and use some of his own finance to finance things that were going. So her money had virtually gone. So it didn't. All the fame and all the money she had, in many ways, didn't help her in the end because she didn't have any.
I think it helped her downfall.
Yes.
Like, it helped her get up to the top, but then it helped push her over the edge.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Because then she was just able to, like, sit at her house and not have to leave.
Yeah.
And just get everything she needed, like, brought to her or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I think it was more harmful. And so I was really happy at the end when they, like, wanted to bring her back and do, like, a Barbara Walters interview, and she's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good.
Yeah, I think she learned her lesson.
Yeah.
But I also think she was a bit naive to think that she'd been away, but she could just walk straight back in.
Yeah, especially when they were explaining how she left, like how she didn't tell anyone. Yeah. People just lost their jobs, and then they just canceled everything. Like, she didn't give any notice. No. So I think that was just her being irresponsible.
It was her being irresponsible, but I think it was also her thinking, it needs me, I've got to do something now. Without, it was a gut reaction.
Yeah.
And she didn't think through the consequences or anything.
Yeah, she's very impulsive.
Yes.
And then is, like, angry and surprised when people are rational.
Yeah.
So, okay. This is a hard question.
Okay.
Fly Away is a novel about love and loss, family and friendship, and everything in between. It's also about the pursuit of the American dream, offering glimpses into key events, trends, and cultural mores in our country's history. What did being and becoming American mean to Dorothy's Ukrainian parents, to Rafe Montoya? Talk about some of the cultural highlights and lowlights that are woven into Fly Away, from the freewheeling 60s and the Vietnam War to the material girl 80s up to the present day. How does each character embrace or reject the so-called values of his or her era? What risks and benefits are involved? It's really hard.
Oh my.
I don't really think, I don't remember, I think it was more in the beginning of the book when they talked about Dorothy's parents being Ukrainian, because I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
All I know is that her mom was obsessed with being, like, a perfect housewife.
Yeah, so it reminded me of kind of Stepford Wives type thing. You know, everything had to be perfect, etc., etc. Her dad, for me, was almost like a non-entity. He was a horrible man. But he didn't get very much page time.
No.
He didn't really build up a picture of him at all.
There was a lot of thinking about him and referencing him, but not him doing anything.
Yeah, so I don't think we can talk about him. Her mother seems to have embraced the Western culture.
Yeah, and she just basically will do anything to make it seem like she fits in.
Yes.
Including sending her child away.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. When they come back and she, like, doesn't let her get out of the car until she pulls into the garage.
Oh yeah, that's right. From being on the hospital stay. Yes, I mean that's just not right.
No, it's all about keeping up appearances for her.
It is. It's the keeping up with the Joneses type thing.
Yeah.
Um.
But on the other hand, for Rafe, I felt like it was more of just his idea was just making a living
Mhm.
and just being able to be independent and support yourself. Like that's all he wanted.
Yeah.
And to like have his family and just be happy.
Yes. You know, he wasn't very materialistic,
No, not at all.
which was nice.
Yeah, it was. And I think that it was really sad because he like didn't have a family except for his uncle.
Yeah.
So I think that that's why he was just like, I just want to have a family and I just don't care if we have a house or if we live in a tent. We just have to have each other.
Yes.
So I thought
Uh,
that was, I liked him. I wish he didn't die.
yes.
I liked him.
Me too.
Yeah.
The other characters, Tully, obviously, she embraced everything, tried
Yeah.
everything. Mara, I think Mara was too confused and too hurt. She just wanted to hide away.
Yeah. She didn't know what she wanted.
No. But it was nice to see that she, at the end, is going off to college. She's picking her life back up, which
Right.
I thought was a very good thing.
Yeah. And like how she starts to go back to therapy.
Yes. I think that was a very positive thing for her.
Yeah, I think so too. And I liked it because she was making her own decision. So that was the difference. Like before, she didn't want to go, so she wasn't going to succeed. But then this time she's mature and she knows, like, I need this or I'm going to self-destruct.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really good.
I think it was good that Johnny came to the realization that she needed to do that.
Yeah.
He didn't keep her locked away, not locked away, but with him all the time.
Right.
It's her time. She needed to fly away.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
All right. Next question. Paxton and Mara, Rafe and Dorothy, Romeo and Juliet. What is it about love that's forbidden that is so attractive to the characters in Fly Away? Why is the theme of ill-fated love so well represented in literature in general? Why do we love stories about love's triumph over everything? Well, I think that what was so attractive about Paxton to Mara was that she just saw it as a way to like piss off her dad.
Yeah, that was
At
it.
first. And she was like annoyed with she didn't feel like herself, so she wanted someone to make her feel different.
She was struggling with her own grief. She needed an outlet. He was the outlet.
And he was like nice to her at first and like made her feel special, and no one else was really focusing on her. Like Tully was taking care of her but was still like wrapped up in her own problems, and her family was all dealing with the same thing, so she wasn't really getting the attention that she used to get, and he gave it to her.
And I mean, I think the bad boy image is one that a lot of teenage girls go for, because you're right, they know it's going to piss off their parents.
And they start off by, as someone who has dated a few bad boys, they start off really nice, like they lure you right in there,
and then it's like, bang.
and then you're in it, and you care about the person. So then when he was just about the money and being like, you get the job, I can't get the job, she's like, well, we're in this already, and I care about him, so now it's really hard to like walk away.
Yeah.
And he just really pissed me off.
Oh, I didn't like him at all.
It was very dramatic when she was like, I just have to go grab something. And then she like locks the door and he's like pounding on it. It was so dramatic.
Oh, absolutely. But she did the right thing there.
Yeah.
You know.
I thought he was going to steal so much stuff. I couldn't remember. I was like, is he going to steal everything?
That's what I thought. I thought when they got back to see Tully, I thought, my gosh, he's gonna tear that place apart. He's gonna take whatever he wants and, you know, run.
I kept thinking she was going to like drop him on the way to Tully's. Because like at the hospital, when he's like, she can't even hear. Why are we getting her iPod? What are we, slaves? Like, that's when she starts being like, I don't even like him anymore. Yeah. So when she stood like, let's go, I was like, oh, she's not really going to bring him. She's going to like drop him off at the fast food place and like drive away or something. But when she brought him, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you bringing him into this place? Like, this is Tully's house. And if you think he's a creep, why are you even bringing him inside?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was good that she like ditched him before.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And the fact that, and also the fact, I thought, he wanted her to ask her dad for money. I'm like, come on, mate. Grow up and go get a job or whatever.
Yeah. And when he's like, let's just move here. Let's just go here.
Very like, controlling.
Yeah. I didn't like him at all.
No.
I didn't think he had any redeeming qualities.
Nope. Deserved to be kicked into touch, which was good.
Yes. As far as Rafe and Dorothy, I think it was kind of the same in terms of attention. Like Dorothy wasn't getting the right kind of attention.
Yep.
Oh, just got sunny. I'm going to turn so it's not like on my side of my face. But he was giving her positive attention. I thought that he was going to be a jerk at first. But he was genuinely nice.
Yes, he was.
And so I thought that was good. He was like the opposite of Paxton.
Yes.
But like gave the same type of attention initially.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's what Dorothy needed at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got really upset when she got him arrested.
Oh, I know. I mean, hello. Use your head, girl.
I felt bad because she was like, I start to feel crazy, like I think I'm crazy. And then he was trying to like, he was just being nice and he wanted her to talk to him, but she'd never had someone be like that before. Yeah, so like, she couldn't handle it.
No, and she didn't know how to react. You know, so you felt, in some ways you felt sorry for her. That she didn't know how to react. I think probably being in the hospitals and everything were so frightening that she was just trying to exist day by day in there, but when she came out, she had no real idea as to how to be normal.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that was part of it.
Yeah. I think that was really the second hospital is what really got her, because that's when she was like starting to lose chunks of time and everything.
Yeah.
So
that must have been so frightening.
Yeah, she was there for 2 years.
I know. Awful.
Unreal.
Totally.
The last question is just, if you could ask the author anything about Fly Away, what would it be?
Oh, wow.
I would ask, who does the high chair belong to?
Yeah. Why put it in there? Why put it in there? Who is Kate seeing as needing the high chair?
And why not just say it?
Yes.
Because all she had to say was like seeing Tully's family around the table with a high chair, and then you'd go, oh, Tully's miraculously had a child. Like, she's just an older mom. But then it's like, my family and Tully's family and a high chair. And it's like, well, that doesn't help.
No.
And I don't think it's supposed to be open to interpretation. Like, I'm pretty sure she had an idea of whose high chair it's supposed to be.
Yeah. My reckoning is that Mara has found herself a man, and because we don't know how
Tully
could, yeah.
I think it's Tully, but I think that she shouldn't have been as old as she was, because that's really hard to have a kid at that age.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Especially after being in a coma for a year, probably.
Yeah.
She's like probably not 100% she's still limping and stuff. So, and it will take her time to recover, to get that house, to be with Buzz, and then to have a kid.
Yeah.
So I just think that the age isn't necessarily, I mean, it could happen, but I don't think it's as realistic.
No.
But I really feel like it's supposed to be her.
Yeah. Could it be that it's representative of Tully coming full circle? That Tully is now going to get the family and love that she wants and is able to give by having her own child as well.
Yeah, because Des had a child, but they died, right? They died with his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really feel like it's them, but I just like can't get past the fact that that's highly unlikely.
So in many ways, she's left it wide open.
But that's annoying.
That there could, if she wanted to, she could come back and revisit and tell us kind of the next chapter of the life as Tully's getting older. You know, as maybe, you know, Tully as an older lady looking back on her life.
Hey, I would read a third book.
That would, me too, definitely. So yeah, that you know, I think that could, maybe she's done it that way.
Yeah.
You know.
I also liked that it said at the end that Mara made like a lifelong friend in her new college.
Yeah.
So I think that would be like a nice story to read.
Exactly.
It's like her experience where the book left off, like going to college and meeting.
Yeah. And I would like to know what happens to the twins.
Yeah, because no one ever talks about that.
No, they're Kate are twins, but they're like over there.
Yeah, they're like not involved. Well, that's the thing. Like when Mara goes home after ditching Paxton, and like the twins come up, and one is like a mustache, and the other one has acne. I'm like, wait, what? I thought they were like 5 still.
No, they're kind of just beginning to get into sort of like they're in teenage, and I'm like, what? When did they grow up so quickly?
Over 5 years of their lives.
Yeah.
No.
So. Yeah, so that kind of at times was a bit annoying because you had to try and work out or try and think as to how old they were to try and keep the consistency going.
Yeah. I don't know.
So all in all, would we recommend Firefly Lane and Fly Away to everybody else?
Yes.
Good. So would I.
Yeah. I updated my rating to 5 stars for Fly Away.
I think I gave it 5 stars as well. I can't remember. I'll have to go check. I gave it 4
the first time, but I don't think I read Firefly Lane right before it.
Yeah.
So I think it was like I wasn't as into the story.
I
kind of like forgot all the little intricacies of Firefly Lane.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Oh, both of them are so good. Great choice.
I know, and now I'm like, I was looking at my shelves the other day, and I was like, I gotta pick up some more Kristin Hannah.
Yeah, me too. It's like I've kind of definitely got to pick up some more Kristin Hannah, but we don't get them over here, so I'm gonna have to kind of do one of the online shops and get them from there.
Well, she just released The Nightingale is being released in like Germany now.
Yeah. What was I say? Who did it? Reagan has read that one over at Prue's Project, and she really liked it.
I think it's going to be a movie.
All right, okay.
Or a TV show. I think it's going to be something.
Okay.
I know that she's like paying to have commercials on TV about the book, like book advertisements on TV.
Yeah.
And like, I feel bad because this is like the only book that anyone's really talked about.
Yeah.
And she's had so many, and they're all so good. So.
Okay.
I felt kind of bad that she hasn't really gotten any acknowledgement.
We're doing our bit. Maybe what you should do is email her with links to the 2 shows we've done about her 2 books.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. See what she says.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll just see.
Then you never know, you might get some freebies.
Hey, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Good.
So that's all the questions.
Right. Okay, anything else you want to bring up?
I don't think so.
No.
I can't really think of anything else.
No. But definitely two really good books for our first two read-alongs.
Yeah. We have to decide what we're going to do now.
Yep, exactly. But we shall let people know when we make up our minds.
Yes, definitely.
So what are you reading at the moment? Do you want to stay live or go off air?
Let's go off and I'll meet you on Skype.
Okay, no worries.
All right. I'll see you in a second.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.